Hello and welcome to this session on JMeter Beginner Tutorial Tips and Tricks. And today we are going to see how can we run some specific thread from command line, or how can we make some threads not to run while we are running our test plan from command line. So we are going to go very basic step by step, and let us begin. And I will switch to my JMeter, and I am using JMeter 4.0. So here I will go to the test plan and do a right click and create a thread group, and inside a thread group I will create a sampler HTTP request, and here let me add any website. So I am adding lifecharger.org website, and that's it. I can also add a listener. I will do a right click on the test plan, go to add listener and add view results tree so that I can view the results. And if I run it now, yes, I am getting the request and the response, so this is successful. So now let me also create another thread group. So I will copy this thread group and I will just paste it back again so that I have two thread groups, and the first thread group I will name as thread group 1 and the second one as thread group 2. And now let me just save my test plan. So I will create a new folder on my desktop and name it as JmeterTest, and now I will copy my test plan here. So I will go here, go to save, go to desktop, JmeterTests, and name it as test1.gmx and save it. And now I can run it again to verify, and yes, it is working fine, and both the thread groups are getting executed. Now if I have to run it from command line, I will switch to my command line, and here first I will have to go to the folder of JMeter bin, which is this one. So wherever your bin folder is, you have to go there. So I will cd to that location, and now I can run the command jmeter -n -t, and here I have to give the location of my test. So my test is here, and this is test1.jmx, and if I have to log the results, I can say -l and give the location of the result file, but for now let me just keep it as it is, and I will just copy this, go to my command line, paste it and run it. And now you can see it has completed the run. If I want to log, let me also log to a result file. I will say -l and give some location. I will give the same location here, and say this is result.csv. So this will log results in the CSV file. So here we have the CSV file created, and if I go inside, you can see here it has run the two requests which are in two different threads. Just to make things even more clear, I can rename these requests as this is request HTTP request 1, which is inside thread group 1, and inside thread group 2 we have HTTP request 2, and I will just save it, and if I delete this file and run the test again, I will have the file created again. And now if I see the file, you can now see we have both the threads and both the requests getting executed. Now if I want to execute just one thread or any one of the threads, what I have to do is I have to give some logic so that the number of threads can be made 0 or can be controlled from the command line, so that I can select what threads to run and what are the number of users. So for that, what I'm going to do is we are going to use functions, and you can go to your options and you will have option for function helper dialog. You will also have an icon here. If you are using JMeter 4.0, you have a function helper dialog. Click here, and here you have the function helper dialog window. If you go to this drop down and select a function, there will be a function by this name underscore underscore p. You can select this, and here you can give name of the property, so you can give any name here. So for example, I say users, and you can select the default value here. So I say 1 here, and then you can click on this button to generate and copy to clipboard. So if I click here, you can see it has given me the syntax of the function and also the output. So in this case the output is 1. So what I will do is I will just copy it from here, and I will go back to my thread. So I'm going to my thread group 1, and here in place of the users I'm going to put this function. Okay, and similarly I will say this is as users 1, and for thread group 2 again I will do the same thing. I will paste it here, and I will say this is users 2. Now what I can do is I can actually pass the value of user 1 and user 2 from command line, and I can pass the number of users for each of the thread, and in case I do not want to run any thread, I can make the number of users as 0. So let us do that. And how exactly we do that? Let me just save this, and now in our command, so this is our command that we ran just now. Let me again copy it from here, the actual command, and paste it in my notepad. Now in this command, to pass this property, I will say -j in capital, and then the name of the property. So in our case it is user 1, and I can give the count here. So for example, I can say 2 users or 10 users or whatever count, and similarly the second one is user 2, and here if I do not want to run this particular thread, I will make it as 0. Okay, so what will happen is if I make this 0, this will not be getting executed, and I have done a mistake. It is users, and this is also users, and you can actually test it from the GUI as well. For example, if I make this as 0, now if I run it, let me save and run, you can see only a single request is getting executed, which is HTTP request 1. So I will change back to 1 and save it, and now let me delete the result file, and let me run this command again. Copy it from here, paste it here, and run it, and let me now check the result file. Let me open the result file, and you can see it has ran 2 times because we have given the number of users 2, but that is only for thread number 1. So you can see HTTP request 2 is not executed, which is thread 2. So thread 2 is not executed, and only thread 1 is executed. And this is how you can control the threads. You can give the users from command line and also run some specific threads from command line. I hope this session was very useful for you. If you want to keep receiving new videos from the channel Automation Step by Step, please hit the subscribe button and hit the bell icon. And if you like the session, please hit the like button and share with others. I will meet you in the next episode of JMeter Tips and Tricks. Thank you for watching.